Good morning, STEM learners. Welcome again to our General Chemistry 1. Are you ready for another lesson? Our lesson for today will focus on types of chemical reactions. So our learning objectives, at the end of the learning episode, you are expected to 1. Classify changes as physical or chemical change. 2. Identify the evidences of chemical change. 3. Explain the different types of chemical reactions and give examples for each type. You shall now take your pretest first. Choose the letter of the best answer. Number 1. Which of the following processes is an example of physical change? A. Carving of wood. B. Digestion of food. C. Gas generated from manure. And letter D. Fermentation of coconut water into vinegar. Number 2. Which of the following is a chemical change? A. Tin is rolled into tin sheets. B. Rock is crushed into small pieces. B. Colored curtains fade when bleached under the sun. And letter D. Gasoline evaporates when left in an open container. Number 3. When you light a candle, it melts, and then the wax vaporizes and finally burns. Which is the correct order of changes? A. Chemical, chemical, physical. B. Physical, physical, and then chemical. C. Physical, chemical, physical. And letter D. Chemical, physical, chemical. Number 4. The reaction of sodium metal with water is best classified as A. Combination reaction. B. Combustion. C. Decomposition. And letter D. Single replacement reaction. Number 5. What type of reaction involves the formation of salt and water? A. Combination reaction. B. Decomposition. C. Neutralization. And letter D. Single replacement reaction. Let us now check your answers. Number 1. Number 1A. Number 2B. Number 3B. Number 4D. And number 5C. Did you get a perfect score? If not, you don't need to worry. You will understand it better when we go along with our discussion today. Before you proceed with the lesson, recall your concepts on the properties of matter. Match the picture with their corresponding property. Number 1. Which property best describes the diamond? A. Hardest mineral used in drill bits. B. Softest mineral can be crumpled with fingers. Number 2. Which property best describes aluminum? Letter A. Outside coverings of wires. B. Good conductor of heat used as kitchenwares. Number 3. Which property best describes the sun? A. May look like sugar but does not dissolve in water. B. May dissolve in other liquids. Number 4. Which property best describes silicon? A. Readily corrodes metal. B. Insoluble in water brittle, and blue-gray in color. Number 5. Which property best describes talc? A. So soft that you can crumble it. B. Sometimes appear to be hard. Let us now check your answers. Number 1A, number 2B, 3A, 4B, and number 5A. Did you get it right? That's great. That means you really understand about properties of matter. You are now ready for our lesson. Let us now proceed with our lesson about types of chemical reactions. Young kids, even the old ones, love eating ice cream. Sumilang is known for their Sumilang Sorbetero. They served ice cream since 1960. It's been 6 decades now. That's amazing. They made a delightful ice cream that you will want for another cup. Does ice cream making involve a physical or chemical change? In ice cream making, physical changes occur in dairy products. When water simply evaporated from milk when churning or whipping causes the fat molecules to stick together in butter and whipped cream. So what other changes do matter undergo? Changes in matter may be classified in physical or chemical change. So physical change, a change wherein substance from solid to liquid and gas, or vice versa. The shredding of paper, chopping of wood, and melting of ice are examples of physical change. Chemical change, a new substance with new sets of properties are formed. The substances that undergo chemical change are known as reactants, while those resulting from change are called products. Example, mixing of water with baking soda, exploding of fireworks, and rotting of fruits. Now, can you identify the evidences of chemical change? A chemical change is indicated by a change in temperature, the evolution of gas, a change in intensive properties like color, odor, and taste, the production of light, the formation of a solid compound or precipitate in a solution. You have learned in your grade 10 chemistry about types of chemical reactions and balancing chemical equations too. Let us now deepen your knowledge about chemical reactions. Countless changes happen in many things around us. These changes involve chemical reactions. Chemical reaction change in one or more substances in which a new substance is formed, having different composition and properties. In a chemical reaction, it involves the reactants and the product. So chemical reactions, we have the reactants and products, just like in carbon and oxygen producing carbon dioxide. Water, we have hydrogen plus oxygen producing water. Types of chemical reactions. The following are the types of chemical reactions. 1 is synthesis, 2 decomposition, and 3 single displacement. Number 4, double displacement, 5 is combustion, and 6 is neutralization. The first type of chemical reaction is called synthesis. In a synthesis reaction, 2 or more reactants, usually elements, combine or join together to form a compound. It is a general formula A plus B producing AB. So the general pattern, A plus B producing AB. So the elements may form ionic compounds like sodium metal and chlorine gas to form sodium chloride. So A and B represent any element. So 4 kinds of synthesis reactions. You have metal from non-metal producing salts or oxides. So you have magnesium reacts with oxygen producing magnesium oxide. When you have 2 nonmetals producing covalent compounds. So you have nitrogen plus oxygen producing dinitrogen monoxide. The third kind of synthesis reaction, non-metal oxides reacts with water producing oxyacids, just like SO3 plus water producing H2SO4. Next type is metal oxide reacts with water forming metal hydroxide. Magnesium oxide reacts with water forming magnesium hydroxide. Next type of reaction is the composition reaction. In this reaction, a compound broken down into 2 or more products. So the general formula, AB producing A plus B. So the composition reaction, it can be ionic compounds may break down or decompose to produce elements, just